After a bittersweet 2024/25 campaign that promised greatness before falling short of European glory, all eyes are on how Hansi Flick's side will evolve. The disappointment of their Champions League semi-final exit still lingers, but it does little to diminish the brilliance that Barcelona displayed across the rest of the season. The Blaugrana began 2024-25 in stunning fashion, playing arguably the most entertaining and effective football in Europe. They lifted 3 major domestic trophies, La Liga, Copa del Rey and the Spanish Supercopa, displaying a level of attacking precision and tactical discipline that had pundits describing them as perhaps the most balanced side on the continent. A large part of this resurgence was down to the performances of 2 key players, Rafinha and Yamal, both of whom were at one point considered frontrunners in the Ballon d'Or race. Rafinha emerged as a genuine superstar. His Champions League group stage hat-trick against Bayern Munich was the stuff of legend, and set the tone for what would become his most prolific season to date. He finished as the Champions League's top scorer with 13 goals and also registered 8 assists, an extraordinary output that matched Cristiano Ronaldo's record tally of the most goal contributions in a single Champions League campaign. Rafinha ended the season with 38 goals and 24 assists across all competitions, a staggering contribution that made him a global household name. Yet, if Rafinha was the fire, Yamal was the magic. Still only 17 for most of the season, Yamal's evolution from a prodigious academy product to one of the most feared wingers in Europe was nothing short of remarkable. He became the youngest player ever to score in an El Clasico, provided assists in 2 cup finals, and was instrumental in Barcelona's run to the Champions League semi-finals, where he contributed heavily with goals and assists. His flair, composure under pressure, and ability to create something out of nothing had fans and pundits comparing him to some of the game's greatest teenage prodigies. By the spring of 2025, both Rafinha and Yamal were sitting firmly in the Ballon d'Or conversation, ahead of names such as PSG's Starman. Click here for more on the Brazilian superstar. However, that momentum took a serious hit when Barcelona were eliminated from the Champions League in dramatic fashion. After drawing the first leg of the semi-final 3-3, expectations were sky high, but the second leg saw them fall short, losing 4-3 in a heart-wrenching match that not only ended their European campaign, but seemed to deflate the team psychologically. Heading into the 2025-26 season, Yamal is no longer just the most exciting teenager in football, he is already one of the world's best players. At just 18, the Barcelona winger is carrying expectations that usually belong to legends, not prospects. His 2024/25 campaign was nothing short of astonishing, with performances that turned raw potential into world-class production. Yamal was central to Barcelona's domestic treble, contributing 18 goals and 25 assists across all competitions. He became the youngest scorer in El Clasico history, the youngest player to score an assist in a Copa del Rey final, and he consistently delivered in high-pressure moments, especially in the Champions League where he starred in every knockout round. What separates Yamal is his composure. He plays with the decision-making of a veteran and the fearlessness of youth. Whether it's breaking down compact defences with dazzling dribbles or delivering pinpoint crosses to Lewandowski and Rafinha, Yamal is already Barcelona's most creative outlet. He was widely seen as a big contender for the Ballon d'Or before Barca's Champions League exit. Though the European disappointment may have dented his campaign, the football world has taken notice. Now entering 2025-26, he's not just a breakout name, but a genuine cornerstone of the club's future. With Hansi Flick tailoring the team to give him more freedom in attack, Yamal could take yet another leap. As he matures physically and continues to refine his final ball, there is every reason to believe that this could be the season he solidifies himself as the best player in the world, and perhaps puts himself in prime position to win football's most prestigious individual honour. Despite the domestic treble, the failure to reach the Champions League final cost both Rafinha and Yamal crucial ground in the Ballon d'Or race. Former players and pundits started shifting their votes towards others who had either won the Champions League or played in the final. Still, their influence on Barcelona's season remains undeniable, and both players head into 2025-26 with points to prove and legacies to chase. As Barcelona step into the new campaign, they do so as champions, contenders, and perhaps most importantly, believers. In Yamal, they have a potential generational talent just scratching the surface. In Rafinha, they have a winger entering his peak with elite numbers and unmatched confidence. The midfield is as balanced and exciting as any in Europe, and the defence has both youth and experience in equal measure. With Flick pulling the strings and a summer of continuity rather than disruption behind them, Barcelona may finally be ready to take the final step in Europe. And if they do, don't be surprised if this season ends with not just silverware, but the Ballon d'Or heading back to Barcelona too. As Barcelona heads into the 2025-26 season, Robert Lewandowski remains a key figure in both the dressing room and on the pitch. At 36, the Polish striker may not be as explosive as in his prime, but his intelligence, positioning and clinical finishing continue to make him one of the most reliable forwards in Europe. In the 2024-25 campaign, Lewandowski contributed over 20 goals across all competitions, playing a pivotal role in Barcelona's domestic treble. While he no longer plays every minute, his presence in big matches, particularly in El Clasico and Champions League knockouts, was vital. Lewandowski's influence extends beyond goals. He serves as a mentor to rising stars like Yamal and Pau Victor, often seen guiding younger teammates during matches. His link-up play with Rafinha and Yamal remains sharp, and his ability to create space for others is often underrated. Under Hansi Flick, who knows him well from their time at Bayern Munich, Lewandowski has been managed intelligently, rotated when needed but trusted in crucial games. Now entering what could be his final elite season, Lewandowski is focused on helping Barca achieve European success. His leadership, professionalism, and knack for rising to the occasion still make him an indispensable asset. Looking at the rest of the current squad, Barcelona are well positioned to compete on all fronts again. In goal, the arrival of Joan Garcia from Espanyol for around €25 million adds strong competition, especially with veteran Marc-Andre ter Stegen facing persistent back issues. While ter Stegen remains a part of the squad, reports suggest that Garcia could be the starter for much of the season, particularly as Flick seeks to inject youth and energy into every part of the pitch. Iñaki Peña and Wojciech Szczesny round out a solid group of keepers. Defensively, Barcelona have stability and depth. Ronald Araujo continues to be the rock at the back, combining aggression with excellent reading of the game. Pau Cubarsí, now valued at around €80 million, has grown into a mature defender despite being only 18. Jules Koundé, Andreas Christensen and the ever-consistent Eric Garcia provide excellent options for rotation, while Inigo Martinez returns from injury to add veteran experience. On the flanks, Alejandro Balde's recovery has been timely, giving the team speed and width down the left while the right side remains solid with Koundé or occasionally Araujo sliding over when needed. Heading into the 2025-26 season, Barcelona fans are eagerly awaiting the full return of Gavi, who missed much of the 2024-25 campaign after suffering a torn ACL in November 2023. His absence was deeply felt, especially in high-intensity matches where his relentless pressing, grit and tactical awareness make a significant difference. Now fully recovered, Gavi is expected to re-establish himself as a core piece of Hansi Flick's midfield. Known for his fearlessness, combative edge, and ability to dictate tempo despite his young age, Gavi adds balance to Barca's technically gifted midfield. The club sees him as a long-term leader, and he's set to slot in alongside Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. With Barcelona competing on multiple fronts and seeking to reclaim European dominance, Gavi's return provides much-needed bite and energy. If he stays fit, he could be one of the season's most important comeback stories. Pedri enters the 2025-26 season with renewed optimism after completing one of his most consistent campaigns in years. After struggling with recurring muscle injuries in 2022 and 2023, the 2024-25 season saw Pedri return to top form, contributing key goals and assists across La Liga and the Champions League. According to AS and Marca, Barcelona's medical and performance staff worked closely with him to manage minutes and prevent overload, a strategy that paid off. Under Hansi Flick, Pedri has more freedom to operate as an advanced playmaker, often drifting into half spaces to link with Yamal and Rafinha. His vision, first touch, and positional intelligence make him irreplaceable when fit. Flick reportedly views Pedri as the heartbeat of the team, and with a full pre-season behind him, the 22-year-old is poised to reach new creative heights. If injuries stay away, Pedri could finally deliver the Ballon d'Or caliber season many have predicted. In midfield, Barcelona continues to operate with a mix of elegance and dynamism. Frenkie de Jong captains the side with composure and vision, setting the rhythm from deep while offering vertical penetration when needed. Alongside him, Pedri is finally back to full fitness and showcasing the creativity and intelligence that once made him Europe's most talked-about young midfielder. Gavi, with his relentless pressing and drive, complements the duo perfectly. Fermin Lopez continues to impress with his goal threat and smart movement, while Marc Casado and Dani Olmo provide versatility. Olmo in particular offers crucial transitional play and has an eye for goal that will be valuable in tight games. Up front, Barcelona is loaded. Lewandowski remains a reference point in the box, still capable of 20-plus goals per season, even in his mid-30s. Ferran Torres brings directness and work rate, a new signing. Meanwhile, Pau Victor adds depth in attack and has already proven capable of delivering in cup fixtures. And a new loan signing with an option to buy is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's surprise move to Barcelona ahead of the 2025-26 season has generated significant excitement at the club. After a turbulent final season in England with Aston Villa, where he struggled for consistency, Rashford seeks a fresh start in a system that may better suit his attributes. Flick sees him as a dynamic, versatile forward who can operate on the left wing or centrally, offering pace, directness and a goal threat in transition. Rashford's ability to stretch defences and cut inside onto his stronger right foot complements the creative influence of Yamal and the work rate of midfielders like Pedri and Gavi. If properly integrated, his presence could reduce the attacking burden on the front three where needed, and give the likes of Lewandowski necessary rest, while adding depth to a front line that often relied too heavily on young talent. At 27, Rashford arrives with experience and a point to prove. Other European powerhouses, however, are building or rebuilding this summer and will be the ones standing in Barcelona's way. There will be fierce competition. Carlo Ancelotti's side boast arguably the most complete squad in Europe, led by the likes of Jude Bellingham, the electric Vinicius Jr., and new superstar signing Kylian Mbappé, who managed to actually break a Cristiano Ronaldo record of the most goals in a debut campaign for Real Madrid. Click here for more on how the Frenchman compares to CR7. The midfield, featuring Bellingham, Federico Valverde, Aurelien Tchouameni, and Eduardo Camavinga, is both physically dominant and technically gifted, offering Ancelotti unmatched tactical flexibility. With Antonio Rudiger and Dean Housen anchoring the defence and Thibaut Courtois back from injury, Madrid look formidable in every department. Their depth, mentality and experience in big matches make them Barcelona's primary domestic and European rivals. After finishing just behind Barca in La Liga last season, Real Madrid will be highly motivated to reclaim the domestic crown while looking to reclaim the European title, making the Clásico clashes in 2025-26 more intense and pivotal than ever. Manchester City remains one of Barcelona's most dangerous European obstacles heading into the 2025-26 campaign. With Erling Haaland still breaking goal-scoring records and Phil Foden evolving into a world-class playmaker, their attacking power is unmatched. The midfield trio of Rodri, Tijani Reijnders, and Phil Foden, supplemented by the emerging talents like Rayan Cherki, gives Guardiola immense control over tempo and possession. Defensively, Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol provide solidity. Haaland and Marmoush give City much firepower going forward. Their pressing, positional play, and tactical discipline make them Europe's most methodical side. With Guardiola's contract extended and the hunger to reclaim the Champions League, City are not only likely to dominate England again, they will also be targeting European revenge, potentially setting up another high-stakes showdown with Barcelona. Click here for more on how Pep has rebuilt Man City ready for the new season. As Flick prepares for his second full season at the helm, much of the focus will be on maintaining the balance between youth development and silverware. Financial constraints mean that big money signings are unlikely, but Barcelona have leaned into this challenge by promoting from within and targeting high upside signings like Garcia. Flick's man management and tactical clarity will be pivotal in guiding the team through another packed calendar. The goal is clear: defend their domestic titles and go deeper in the Champions League. The hunger to avenge last season's semi-final heartbreak is palpable.